These are the games you have to win to be taken seriously.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll watch the Orlando Magic in this one as they go up against the San Antonio Spurs. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony, and with us from the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. And the new power rankings are out, with the regular season coming to a close. You look at Phoenix. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And right now, the Spurs, they're just taking it one game at a time, dismantling each opponent along the way as they were predicted to do.
And the starting group for the Spurs, they've got Wembanyama. Castle is out there with the dude. Then there's Webb. And for Orlando, they've got Black. Holland is out there with Bankero. Then there's Wagner. And it's Edey in at the 5 spot. Greg, we know these teams among the best defensive squads in the NBA. This figures to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
Here we go.
And it's going to be San Antonio off the tip. Here's the dude. Out to the wing. Here's Castle. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And getting the offense started with a high-quality look down low.
Pass to Edey. Wagner outside. Here's Holland, guarded by Webb. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Wagner. A three-pointer off the mark. And the Spurs pushing it up now.
You gotta love his hustle, leading the defense. No time to react.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
And Wagner's got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. 4-point game. They put up a nice win against Detroit the last time out.
They shot the lights out from deep. Really stretched out the defense in that one.
Tough to keep the consistency from deep, but they did it last time.
And the basket by Castle.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
And so here's Orlando, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. And the rejection by Wembanyama.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
San Antonio shooting their first free throws here tonight. Free throw good from the dude. And he makes both free throws.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
Bankero outside to end the run. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And you can tell MyCareer trusts his guys. He knows they'll help him find a good look.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo MyCareer.
And, Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like MyCareer has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Pass to Wagner. Here's Edey. Orlando moving the ball around. To the inside. Releases. Black, no good.
Still very early, but that's not the start they want. 1 for 5 shooting.
To the middle. Here's the dude. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Black grabs the board.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
You often expect him to convert these types of shots, but the D must have made their presence felt to prevent that one. Nice feed inside, saw the play develop and hit him right when he needed to.
The Magic trail by 9. Back to Wagner. The 3. The Magic again can't hit.
And sometimes on defense, you could just get lucky.
Wembanyama outside. Here's the dude. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, a chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. MyCareer kicks to Wagner. Down low, here's Edey. The short one's on the money. San Antonio leading by 7. Here's the dude. Pass to Castle. That's good, and it's Wembanyama with the assist. Castle's got 10 points.
How about he has yet to miss 4-4 to start?
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Holland. In the game against Detroit, very impressive. There's the pick. Fires for 3. Can't hit that one. There's San Antonio. They're on a 14-4 run right now. To the paint. Pass to the dude. Here's Castle. Shot clock at 5. No one covering.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Wagner kicks to MyCareer. Here's Edey. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Black, no good. San Antonio leading by 13. Wembanyama outside. Pass to the dude. And he banks in the layup.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. Black hits it from three-point range.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
For San Antonio, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. Here's Wembanyama for 3. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Now, here's MyCareer. And he also played a big role in that last game with Detroit.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
They came out swinging, really setting the tone on offense, and the opposition has not been able to respond.
Here's Holland. Hasn't made one yet. Drills it from outside.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
The dude passes to Webb. 17-foot shot on the way. Another one falls for San Antonio.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Pass to Holland. Now Wagner. The three. Rebound San Antonio. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
Yeah, those road games are tricky, but they had a good strategy going in and stuck to what they do best.
Yeah, despite the challenges of being away from home, they were able to execute cleanly and look really fresh out there.
Here's Holland after the made shot from the dude. Pass to Black. Good ball movement here by the Magic. MyCareer finds Wagner. They set the pick. No good on the three.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you got to shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Here's the dude. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Putting others before himself, racking up assists. Hey, I wished I played with more guys like him.
The Magic trail by 18. And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy. The Spurs making a switch here. Now we get a chance to check out some stats for him.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
Now, here's Wagner. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Detroit. Here's Izzet. No good again that time.
Oh, I can see some miscommunication on defense there very clearly. They were super fortunate it didn't torch them with that mistake.
And it's good for 2. And the Spurs lead by 20.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Now, here's Wagner. As you can see from his numbers, he's been a key component in their offense. He's averaging almost 18 points a game. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Oh, man. Their mid-range jumper also has been on fire. Tough to beat a group of guys shooting with that much confidence.
Vassell, he's checked in for Webb. Spurs leading by 18. Here's the dude. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Now, here's Wagner. He has 5. Here's the dude. Pass to Vassell. Fires from 18, and it's San Antonio with another.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Magic shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Fires the 3. That one's in, his first shot this game.
And what kind of defense was that? You can't give up wide open threes like that. What are you doing?
Driving the lane, and that one's good, the dude. That's 12 points for the dude.
He has been a key factor for them offensively, scoring with consistency.
Wagner with it. Here's Izzet. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's San Antonio with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. And with as many three-pointers as they've drained, it's easy to see why they're on the cusp of a blowout. Right back after this break. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a comfortable margin for the Spurs here, guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
In this league, it is so hard scoring in the half court, so you have to run every time you get the opportunity.
They've got Pirtle, and it's Law in at the two-guard spot. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Magic. And that one's good, the Dude. The Dude's got 14 points for the game.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they got to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, the Dude in the last outing against Atlanta had a huge game. He scored 24 points, and he did what he does best. He shared the ball and looked to get his guys going throughout the game. Numbers like that are sure to get attention around the league, and everyone's excited to see what he does tonight. Guys?
Thanks, David. Yeah, it was a special night for him. The team really fed off his energy.
Yeah, the catalyst for that win, it was an effort that I'm sure he's hoping to replicate tonight.
And it's very likely that he and his guys can carry that momentum into this one.
The Magic making a switch here. Caffey's checked in. Castle's checked in for the Spurs. Here's Valentine. He had a 15. Point outing in their last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And his rebounding was solid in that effort as well. He did a lot of work. On the glass, all around, just his effort level was off the charts.
Here's Pirtle, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Trying to find Wagner and gets it to him. And finished off by Wagner.
Feed the interior, good things will happen.
San Antonio leading by 21. Here's Izzet. Rebound by Sohan.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
Here's Wagner, following the bucket by the Spurs. Pass to Law. 5 on the clock. Over Castle. Law misses.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Yeah, coach has to be thrilled. You can draw up all the X's and O's you want, but guys have to go out there and execute with enthusiasm.
And it's the Magic with the ball, following the three-pointer by San Antonio. San Antonio with the rebound. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
Yeah, and they got the better of this matchup both times they faced off last season. Do they still have their number?
I don't know, but I do know that they're looking at the possible finals matchups. These are two of the league's most dangerous teams, no doubt.
Nice shot from the wing. Law's got 5 points so far. San Antonio's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And that one's good, the Dude.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the
the paint.
Well, we've seen this a few times, Richard. Players getting booed at home. And that's got to be painful for a player.
You get taken back a little bit. For some players, it's deserved, but it's always a surprise. But you have to be self-aware. Did you deserve to get booed? In most cases, it's true.
Here's the dude. 18 points for him. 2 points. That one goes.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. He takes it in. Hurdle. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Smart fake by Pirtle, and I like how he goes right into the foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. He's off on the first, so it's both teams making substitutions here. He hits the second from the line. And the NBA helping establish academies and even leagues, Greg, on foreign soil. Do you expect more to come?
I do, Kevin. I think the league recognizes it has a big role to play in the expansion of the game globally. Investments being made with the long-term view in mind.
Magic have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Pass to Law. Wagner outside. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And a moment here to look at the numbers for the dude. He's averaging 47 points, 10 assists, and 4 rebounds. And he does so much for this team, but it starts with the way he leads the offense.
And he's willing to take on the scoring load. And look, he is more than capable of delivering.
Banchero's checked in for the Magic. And here is Valentine. 5 points in the game. Pass to Castle. Connects from 3-point range. Castle's got 13.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Banchero outside. Back to Wagner. Into the lane. Webb pulls it in.
Okay, now I think he's starting to get in his own head right now. Maybe he's overthinking things a little bit, and as a result, he's just been off.
And we've got an injury out on the floor. Very unfortunate as always, guys. Don't like to see this.
Yeah, it looks like he's in real pain. Definitely a concern right now.
Look, I'm no doctor, and I know that might be a surprise to a lot of you people, but look, that looked pretty harsh, and he's certainly going to have to miss some extended time.
And as we close in on the start of the playoffs, let's see how the West is stacking up. You take a look at the Spurs. They've got their eye on the #1 seed as the season moves into the final stretch. Currently first place in the standings, and guys showing no signs of letting up.
And checking out San Antonio, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Even though some people doubted them, there are just as many people, if not more, who believed in this team from the very beginning. And it's pretty clear right now who was right.
The Spurs shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
One shot.
Free throw is off from the dude. Nice fake, but the layup off the mark.
And they're winning, but it hasn't been because of him. He can't throw it in the ocean so far.
Pass to Holland. Fires the 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Webb's got 4 rebounds in this game. Count that one. And now 24 points for the dude.
I'll be honest, he's having a better quarter than a lot of my nights back when I played.
Banchero outside. Looking to end the run. Webb pulls it in. Webb's got his 5th rebound in this one. Valentine passes to the dude. The layup missed. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Here's Izzet. Pass to Banchero. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
Oh, Banchero earns his points there. If he has to get them at the line, then that's what he is more than willing to do.
The Magic have been successful on 3 of their 4 free throw attempts up to this point.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
That free throw, good from Banchero. Caffey, he's checked in for the Magic. That one falls, so he hits both of them. And when you're taking on a back-to-back, Richard, does your approach change at all?
As a player, not much. The coaches, they may look to adjust some minutes, but on the court, you just gotta keep pushing.
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And they're bringing you up close and personal on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Magic shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively. Inside. The shot drops. His shooting percentage improves. He's 3 for 7 now with that basket.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Here's Webb, and the Spurs scoring again.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And here's Banchero. He'll bring it up for Orlando. Webb pulls it in. Webb's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff. So it's Orlando now. Pass to Caffey. Black kicks to Holland. Knocks down the 3-ball. Holland's got 6 points.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Now, here is Webb. He's got 12. Drains it from beyond the arc.
He was inside his own head in that first quarter. You could see it. Now he's doing a much better job of letting the game come to him.
Here's Holland, defended by Wembanyama. Hollins kicks to Law. Banchero with the screen. 5 to shoot. Orlando needs to get off a shot. 3-pointer. Holland, no good.
Boy, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
Pass to Valentine. 1:10 left to play here in the second quarter. The dude passes to Valentine. Black grabs the board.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Law. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Here's the dude. He's covered by Banchero. The dude passes to Wembanyama. Here's the dude. Baseline J on the way. Not enough on that one as it misses. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Banchero. Another miss by Orlando. San Antonio's gotten out from three-point land in the second quarter, going 4 of 5 from downtown.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
No good from the low block. And so it's the San Antonio Spurs sitting at a lead of 40 points at the end of the quarter. Terrific play. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. And we've got more M2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Hello, everybody. Maybe a bit of a surprise in this one, but what a fantastic first half we witnessed for the San Antonio Spurs.
Vintage teamwork right there tonight. Everyone is looking to be the setup guy.
Yeah, when anyone could be the next to score.
And moving on to some awards, these are the 2 players of the week in their respective conferences. For the West, Anthony Edwards.
How about the Ant-Man's tenacity of late? One of the most consistently productive guys in the league. No surprise he comes out with this award.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. We're seeing a tremendous game from the dude.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
I like how they came into this one with a game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
We've got a chance now to check up on Jakob Poeltl's status. David.
Hey, guys, the Magic's head athletic trainer gave me an update. Right now, he's saying it might be a severely sprained ankle, which is something every player hates to hear. And you couldn't have a worse time for this injury, Kevin, especially as the last games of the season are approaching.
David, thanks for the great update, guys. It doesn't sound good.
No, if that report is accurate, he's going to be spending a lot of time in rehab and on the sidelines.
And you just hate to see any... injury, but potentially a serious one like this breaks your heart.
On the floor for San Antonio, Wembanyama is out there with Webb. Then it's the dude. Then it's Castle. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game is played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. I had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. And that combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks. And that one falls for Webb. And he can't hit the second. Here's Castle. Here's the dude, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
A little breakdown there, letting them get that rebound. You can't allow that to happen.
Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. To the middle, here's Black. Webb pulls it in. Black's gone just 2 of 6 shooting, 33%. Here's the dude. Basket is good, the assist from Webb. The dude's got 4 points this quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Wagner finds Banchero. For the three. Rebounded by Castle.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
Wow, we are going to remember that one for a while.
I know I will, Greg. That was special. That was really special. And that's life above the rim, courtesy of our AT&T 5G Slam Cam. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
The Magic again can't hit.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting 1 of the past 4 shots to fall.
Sinks the triple. Castle's got 16.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Now, here's Wagner. He has 7. Pass to Black. For Orlando, they have shot a good percentage from the free throw line so far. They've made 5 out of 6. No good on the free throw. And he's good on the second. And it's the Spurs ball. They're on a 10-1 run. Down low. Here's the dude. That drops. Nice feed that time from Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got 3 assists in the game. Wagner finds Banchero. Pass to Edey. Banchero up top. Defended by Wembanyama. Clock at 4. Lets it go with a 3. Banchero, that's good. He's got 7.
And he's one of those guys that just keeps coming at you. Paolo Banchero is special.
The Magic have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Pass to Black. There's Wagner with the 3. Rebound San Antonio. Wembanyama's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Dennis. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's on Paolo Banchero. The Spurs shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. First free throw is good. And the Spurs with some changes. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Victor Wembanyama, and it's Vassell in for the dude. He hits both from the stripe. Spurs making a switch here.
Go get him, MP. Your time.
Right here.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 4 in three-point shots here in the third. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. The Magic making a switch here. Caffey's checked in. Well, Orlando shooting down near the 40% mark since halftime. They've been slow getting going. Here he goes. Law misses. Spurs have gotten half their shots to drop in the second half up to this point, going 7 of 14. Now here's Valentine. He's covered closely, and he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Spurs.
Their offense has been a well-oiled machine. They're moving the ball around, playing for one another, and just piling up assists.
And we also got to talk about the damage they've done inside. The opposition having a hard time keeping that ball out of the paint.
Here's Law. He's got 7. To stop the run. Sinks the three-pointer. He's got 6.
When he has enough space, he's more than comfortable letting it fly from outside.
The dude passes to Valentine to the inside. And that one's good. The dude.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And it's Orlando's ball. Pass to Wagner. Trent outside. Back to Wagner. He doesn't hit that one. Good defense by Wembanyama. Here's the dude. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
He's made 2 of 3 from the stripe tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
That's good from the dude. Anthony Black's checked in for Orlando. Both free throws good from the dude.
And good job bringing that free throw percentage up here in the second half. Doing a great job at the line.
Caffey the pass to Trent to the paint. Black, no good.
Just an ugly show from him offensively. Yep, no way to describe it, just ugly, and that hasn't helped.
Yeah, easy call.
And he can't get the first one. And the second free throw, good. Wagner outside. With 1 on the clock, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Spurs out in front, delivering the blowout. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Holland is out there with Martin. Then it's Caffey. Then there's Black. And it's Law in at the shooting guard. That's who's out there for Orlando. When you compare, Richard, the NBA to the other major sports leagues, you have to be proud of the way things are run.
The NBA is a global league that focuses on global expansion, more so than any other major sport in the United States. And when it comes to the players, there isn't a league that treats their players better.
Black, no good. Spurs shooting has been just fantastic, around 65% tonight, getting exactly what they want, when they want it. Vassell, the pass to Wembanyama. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Black, covered by Rollins. Down low, here's Holland. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
And that's how you lead a team, literally.
And you have to like how they're moving the ball right now.
Snappy passes to ready shooters. It's basketball 101, but boy, is it working.
Driving in. Rollins with the bucket.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the floater.
And it's the Magic with the ball. Here's Holland. Ball's knocked loose. Rollins the pass to Wembanyama. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Get him the ball anywhere close to the hoop, that thing is over.
The Magic shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Launches a 3. Doesn't go that time. Here's Holland, covered by Vassell. Holland's kicks to Black. Pass to Holland. We've seen the NBA feature several overseas games, Greg, the last couple years. Always growing the sport, aren't they?
And I know the fans love it. And nothing quite like seeing an NBA game in person and expanding that opportunity. Always a plus.
Here's Sohan. Shoots. And the rebound goes to Martin.
And they're up right now, but it hasn't been because of him. He's really struggled on offense.
Two shots. Foul. Elbow. 2. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one. Good on the second free throw. Fourth quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's Rollins. to the inside. Vassell. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Strong finish by Vassell, showing off that bounce right there.
Pass to Edey. Here's Black, guarded by Holmes. Now, Sohan. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. The shot by Rollins, no good. The Magic have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
He made that way more difficult than it had to be with that leaning jumper. As a result, he comes away empty.
Back to Sohan. Fades back. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Here's Izzet. He sticks that one in from 20 feet away. Spurs have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Out to the right wing. Here's Sohan. And the basket is good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Pass to Black. Here's Holland. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots the 3. No good there. And so it's Vassell who brings up the ball for the Spurs. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Nails the wide open jump shot. Vassell's got 4 points this quarter.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You got to show some fire and keep defending.
Sohan, the pass to Rollins. The 8-footer. Edey with the rebound. Edey's got 4 rebounds in this game. Pass to Black. Jacks up a 3. Vassell grabs the board. Vassell's got 4 rebounds now tonight. I'll tell you, Richard, you watch Jeremy Sohan, he can really do it all.
Yeah, power forward by trade, who's even played point guard at times. He's a great defender and a team player. He's the kind of guy you win with.
The free throw drops for Sohan. Both teams will make substitutions. And so Sohan nails both of them. Orlando's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Holland. The three-pointer, no good.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Now, here's Vassell. From deep. Orlando grabs the miss. Banchero's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Pass to Black. And there's the drive. Good work defensively by Holmes.
And since halftime, he has just been ice cold. Just can't seem to get anything to go his way.
A nice shot by Sohan.
And defensive They are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Holland. Pass to Edie. To the middle. Here's Wagner. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. The Spurs have gone through the fourth quarter shooting 50%, 7 of 14. Here's the dude. Off target with his three. Magic shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. Wagner kicks to Banchero. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Holland. Lets it go from deep. Hits the three-point bomb.
He was solid in the first half from deep. He's a guy who can get hot. Let's see how he does here in the second.
Here's the dude. The shot from the low post is good. The dude's got 39. Orlando's gotten some tough luck from three-point range. In the fourth quarter, they've hit just 1 of 6 from deep. Here's Black. Here's Holland. Here's Banchero. And the three off target. Out to the right wing. Zohan, the pass to the dude. Vassell outside. There's the three. Edie with the rebound. Wagner outside. Pass to Banchero. Pulls up. Here's Edie. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
When he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can feel Coach smiling on the sidelines with every offensive board.
And the Magic with possession.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Spurs.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And it's pretty incredible when you look at the body of work this year, guys. I mean, when they hit 70 wins, we were astounded. And then now, the wins continuing to pile up in what's been truly a remarkable and special season.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the dude.
He was just dropping dimes left and right out there. Any opening that the D provided, he exploited it and found his teammates.
It's Wagner atop the key. And finished off by Banchero.
And how about Banchero showing some passion there, going in hard and finishing right at the rim.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That free throw, no good. And so it's San Antonio, easily taking this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, off.
MP, you are the straw that stirs the drink.
Be careful. These fans boo Santa, and you ain't no Santa.